The problem with Britain is that we have been sold out as a people. We've been sold out as an identity and a country by political elites. And the only people that come to this country are the illegal migrants. And even they are only becoming because they get treated like royalty. When I walk around the streets today, I see an unhappy population. A population that feel deeply betrayed and deeply lost. When I walk around, I see people with depressed faces. I see grey clouds, grey skies, fog everywhere. It's misery, pure miserable emotions. Look around and then I see people being put in hotels while the pensioners are struggling to heat their homes and are, let's face it, gonna freeze to death pretty much. I compare this to when I was a kid, when I was walking around, when I could, go out on my bicycle around the town without a care in the world. And yes, because I'm young, I'm not stupid. It's because I'm young, I've got the whole world ahead of me. But there was this optimism. There was an optimism that everyone kind of had. They all were looking forward to the next day. There wasn't this doom and gloom. There was, and that's what I'd call it. I'd call it an optimism. There was this raw excitement for the day ahead. And as a kid, I would walk around the street. My parents would let me out because it'd be safe. I wouldn't have to risk getting mugged, getting stabbed, getting assaulted. We are a tolerant country. We are a country full of good people. Yet, I can't help but feel like we've been taken for granted, we've been betrayed, and our country has been taken from us and been stolen from us. And I think it's been stolen from us by political elites. So let's talk about this. So political elites, they give the impression that they do not like the people living here. And I'm going to explain to you why. So there was a pretty famous hotel near me that got taken over recently by illegal immigrants. And this hotel, well, this is the first of its kind. It's the first instance of a hotel being taken over in my local area. And quite rightly, the people are shocked. But there was a guy who goes around all these hotels and exposes it. And he made a video going around the hotel, touring the hotel and seeing what is going on. And there was this guy, and he saw that the migrants who entered this country illegally, they entered illegally, broke the law coming here. Not only did they get put up in a very nice hotel that you'd have to pay £100 for staying there, they also got their own NHS nurses. They got health checks. They got treated better than the people who live here. And the reason why, I bring that up, the fact that they have their own nurses, is because I myself am waiting for an appointment. I'm waiting. Basically, I've got a septoplasty operation. It's got to align my nose, straighten it up. I've been on that waiting list for 23 weeks, and I have not heard a peep. The waiting list is 23 weeks. I've been on that for about 40 weeks. I can't help but feel certain demographics are being treated better than the people who are actually born here, that pay into the tax system here. I get the impression that the political elites just simply prefer them over the native people that live here. The public services are also shockingly bad, because one of my work colleagues had her phone stolen, and this was at work, and she phoned 111, which is the non-emergency line. Okay, it's a non-emergency line, they're going to take a bit longer to respond, but she was on hold for an hour and a half. She had to give up. She had to sort the problem out herself, without the help, without the backing of police, in a relatively dangerous situation, I would say. We didn't know who this guy was who stole her phone, but it was the fact that she was on hold for an hour and a half, waiting to get through, and she had to hang up because an hour and a half is ridiculous, waiting for 111. So the public services have been run into the ground. People who come here illegally get treated better. So what really is the cause of it? Are political elites driven by money, power, or both. And I've written down an example here to explain to you. Keir Starmer is driven by power and money. And he's driven by power and money because he has a negative behaviour. So he's a corrupt individual. He's driven by money and power to fleece the country and pursue his own political agenda, which is actually damaging the country and damaging people that live here and making everyone unhappy. Let's take a political leader like Nigel Farage, for example. He's driven by power. I'm not sure about money. He's made his money in business, so I'm not sure if he's driven by money, but he's definitely driven by power, but he's driven by positive reasons. You look at Nigel Farage, he genuinely wants to help people. You can trust and relate to him. He genuinely wants to help the people of this country and see this country in a better light. Keir Starmer, on the other hand, just gives the impression that he doesn't care, and this is why political elites are finding out very quickly that the public hate him. There's videos of Keir Starmer walking around in public getting absolutely abused. There's multiple instances of it. And look, you think of Keir Starmer, you think of the scandals he's been involved in. Self-caused scandals. Scandals which tell me that he has no interest in a positive Britain, but only interested in lining his own pockets full of power and money. Just search up Keir Starmer scandals and you'll find scandals that he himself has caused. When you think of Nigel Farage, he's been involved in scandals, but only because the media attack him. The media think, what scandals have Nigel Farage been involved in which is corrupt? Let's say, he said immigration is bad for Britain. That's not a scandal. That's something the media has manufactured. The media have literally manufactured a scandal to make Nigel Farage look bad. So who comes across better? Nigel Farage, who is constantly attacked by the media. He has no fundamental scandals that he's kind of been involved in or created of his own doing. Keir Starmer, on the other hand, is involved in scandals, corruption, all this sorts of stuff. Who do you think the people are going to like more? Who do you think the people are going to trust more? I think it's a pretty obvious answer. So guys, if you agree with my kind of commentary, be sure to like the video and share it with your friends. And if you disagree, comment and let me know why. But ultimately, I can't help but feel like this country has been stolen from me.